Hi students, we are on chapter 6 in Junie B. Jones, and we are on chapter 6 called Bullseye. So bullseye means you're hitting someone directly on the target, so maybe Junie B. Jones is going to have better luck at carnival games in this chapter. But as we read in chapter 5, she was kind of feeling down on herself because she lost all the games she played so far, and her balloon flew up to the sky, and then she dropped her new ice cream cone, which would make anyone sad, right? But yes, we are on chapter 6, and it's called Bullseye. Carnival night was being the worst night of my life. That's because I kept on losing at every single game. I lost at penny toss, I lost at ring toss, and also I lost at the fishing booth. Except all you have to do is hang a fishing pole over the table and someone puts a toy on your pole. Only I just got a little comb on my pole, and that's all. So like a little comb to brush your hair. Hey, what kind of prize is this? I said. A comb isn't even a toy, 'cause I don't even play with this. Daddy set me down on the bench. Me and him had another talk. And he said I should appreciate my new prize comb. Just then I heard a voice holler at me, "Junie B. Jones! Hey, Junie B. Jones! I've been looking all over the place for you." I turned around. It was my other bestest friend, that Grace. She was holding lots of stuff in her hands. "Look, Junie B, look at all of my prizes. I won a shiny plastic car and some pretty hair bows and a delicious red lollipop and 2 rubber bugs and a racer that looks like a hot dog. See them? See all my good stuff?" "Yeah, so?" I said. That Grace did a frown at me. "How come you said yeah, so? How come you're grouchy at me, Junie B? And why are you just sitting here on this bench?" I did a mad breath. "I'm appreciating my comb, that's why. Don't you know anything, Grace?" Just then, Daddy walked me away from that Grace, and he said I better shape up, little missy, or else we're going home right now. Mother told Daddy to calm down his blood pressure. "We have 3 tickets left," she said. "Let's all take some deep breaths and start all over again. What do you think, Junie B? Do you want to try the sponge throw?" "That sounds like fun, doesn't it?" Then Mother held my hand, and me and her went to find the sponge throw. And Daddy kept doing deep breaths. That sponge throw was right in the middle of the playground. Principal was there. He was standing behind a board with a big clown suit painted on the front of it. Only instead of a face, there was a round hole cut in the board, and Principal's head was sticking out of it. His face and hair were very drippy. That's because kids kept on hitting him with sponges. It looked like the funnest game I've ever saw. I hurried up and got in line. Except for just then something very terrible happened. Oh no, what do you think happened? Do you think someone got kind of in front of her? Guess we'll have to find out. Or do you think she'll miss hitting her principal in the face with a sponge? And its name is that Jim got in line right behind me. "Boo," he said. You do not scare me, Jim," I said. "Yes, I did too." "No, you did not." "Yes, I did too. And anyway, you shouldn't even be in line, 'cause girls can't throw sponges as good as boys," he said. "Yes, they can too," I said, "'cause I even practiced this game at my house, and I made a bullseye right in my toilet. So there." That mean Jim laughed real loud. "Who you, Junie B. Jones, place in her toilet?" he hollered, and so all the other kids started laughing too. Just then the sponge lady tapped on me. She handed me 2 soaky, wet sponges. "Your turn, sister," she said. Only I just kept standing there 'cause all those mean kids wouldn't stop laughing. Guess what? I don't even know if I can throw these things now, 'cause all that laughing is ruining my self-esteem, I said. "Sorry, sis, either throw the sponges or get out of line," the lady told me. And so finally I took a deep breath, and I aimed my sponge at my principal's baldy head. and I threw with all my muscles. Missed him, you missed him, ha 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 ha, sang that Jim that I despise now. Do you think that was nice behavior from Jim? No, it was not. Yeah, that's very mean to be yelling at someone while they're trying to be doing something. And then that's how my temperature bowled over, and I quick spun around, and I threw my other sponge right at that meanie boy's face. Oh no. It hit him right in the face. Bullseye! I shouted, very happy. And then I ran out of that place as fast as I could, because I was in big trouble. That's why. Now, that wasn't nice of Junie B. Jones either. But then here's a photo of her running away, and then you could tell this is probably Jim because you could see him dripping down, and his mom's looking very upset, and then this looks like Junie B. Jones' dad because he's running right at her. Junie B. Jones, yelled Mother. Junie B. Jones, yelled Father. I runned and run until I saw the giant moon walk tent. And then I quick climbed inside of it, and I threw my shoes out the door, because no shoes are allowed inside. The moonwalk tent is a big, puffy house. You could jump far and wide in that place. I jumped and jumped until sweat came on my head. This is the funnest jumping I ever saw, I said, very springy. Except for just then the tent lady blew her whistle. Time's up, she yelled. I peeked out the door. Mother and Daddy were waiting for me. They were not smiling. I think I'll just stay in here, I said. Only just then Daddy came over and he lifted me right out the door. I smiled very pleasant. Hello, how are you today? I said. But Daddy didn't say hello. He just carried me right back to that mean Jim. Then he made me say an apology to him and also to his mother. Sorry I threw the sponge at your face, I said. Daddy rolled his eyes way far back into his head. He carried me back to the moonwalk tent again. Get your shoes, he said. We were going home. Yeah, only I'm just starting to have fun, I said. Plus, I didn't even do the cakewalk yet, and it's in my very own room 9. Let's see. I told you to get your shoes, Daddy said, very grumpy. And so I went to the shoe pile, and I could only find one shoe, and not the other one. I tapped on the tent lady. Can you help me find my other shoe? See what they look like? They are shiny and black with a stripe that buckles. Their name is Patent Leather. Then me and her and Mother and Daddy looked for my other shoe, but we couldn't find it anywhere. Oh no, I said. Now my feet are ruined. I started to cry a teeny bit. And then Daddy smoothed my hair, and he said the word, don't worry. You and Mother go to the cakewalk, he said. I'll stay here and find your other shoe. So then Mother held my hand, and me and her walked to room 9 with just Pat and no leather. And then, ooh, chapter 7 looks very promising because the next chapter is called Winning. So, ooh, she might win a prize in the next chapter. And I can't wait to read it with you guys. And I'll catch you next time in Junie B. Jones and the Yucky Bucky Fruitcake. Bye.